Hi guys, my name is Léla Sophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things interiors, then I have some fun videos for you. Guys, not to be dramatic, but I had to film this video literally as soon as I had this finished piece in my hand. I am so excited to announce to you guys, I truly think my most favorite piece I've ever made for my jewelry line, Léla Sophia Jewelry, but really just like an entire new era for me. I'm so excited to show you guys my very first purse that I've made for Léla Sophia Jewelry. First and foremost, if you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram at Léla Sophia Jewelry. I put out videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Okay, we're just gonna jump right into it because I couldn't help myself. I will explain the whole thing, but this has been months in the making. And yesterday when I picked this up from my manufacturers, I was like, sorry, gotta post this on Instagram. So some of you guys have already seen it. And even before it gets shot, product shots, even before I start shooting it, I was like, sorry, you guys mean the world to me and I just have to show my YouTube family first. Without further ado, this has been a piece that I have dreamt of for years. For sure, many years probably, and a piece that has taken, like, by far, has absolutely taken the most amount of time, the most amount of effort, and really just was a labor of love. And so I, like, could not be more proud of the end result. And it perfectly tags on to my latest collection for Léla Sophia Jewelry. You can already hear her ASMR, kind of hidden ASMR. This is an extension of the Eden collection. So I'll post my video down below explaining kind of what went into the Eden collection and my inspirations. And I just kind of can't believe that this is now in my hands. Without further ado, I know I've already said that, but I'm actually gonna show it this time. You guys, this is the Pandora's Jar evening purse. Moment of silence, because like you guys have no idea how crazy it is to finally have this in my hands. Just to show you up close and personal, this is her, this is she. She is solid brass with a vermeil little chain that is removable. I'll get into all the little details in a second, but I just have to show this. It took a lot of brain power. More so brain power and actually physical power to make this. And so this was just the craziest, like craziest process of all time. I really think for genuinely, as I said, years, I've been wanting to make a purse. And for a little while, actually, because this was 2 years ago, just so you guys know how long this concept has been in my brain. 2 years ago, right after I started my channel, I was like, it would be so cool. Just jewelry was like the perfect lane for me to pick, however many, 5 years ago. But really, again, I dreamt of having my own jewelry line for the last like 15 years probably. And finally starting that 5 years ago after working in the industry, like 6 or 7 years prior to that, I felt, you know, I felt really excited to start my line, but also really nervous. And I'm one of those people with like a lot of big ideas. And my ideas, I can't get out of my brain until they're like physical, until they're done. And having my own jewelry line has been the best like cathartic process of that, because I make all of my pieces by hand, which I'm explaining to explain what went into this. I make every single piece by hand. There are 3 pieces only that I physically haven't made by hand, my Venuses, because they just had to be perfect. And so I had a master wax carver do those for a year and a half ago for my collection. And I just always dreamt of doing purses, but I really wanted to do it right. And so I experimented. I made some tote bags that I actually do wear every single day. I made some leather tote bags, and I was like, leather is just not my wheelhouse. I'd have to go back to school. I'd have to take like leather making classes, yada, yada, yada. And I thought it was kind of a pipe dream of making brass purses. And I finally figured out the first place to start, because honestly, your girl has had like 20 different ideas. My poor manufacturer, I was like, this is just one of many, I promise you. And she was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, the brain capacity can be like a bit overwhelming sometimes. That probably doesn't sound humble at all, but what's in my brain, you know, a lot of ideas float around there, and I've toyed around with so many places to start, but I wanted it to be like genuinely so fluid and so perfectly tied to a specific collection, and the Eden collection was that vehicle. It was the perfect opportunity. I have envisioned this for, I mean, I don't even want to say, again, probably like the whole concept for years, but this piece for the last year, I have been like, okay, how do I make this happen? I just have to show her up one more time. And when I came up with the concept for the Eden collection, which again, you guys can reference the video, but essentially it has 3 different kind of ideas of the ego versus the self, and they're all ancient ideas, one being the 7 deadly sins, which are really fun medallions. I have my little lust pendant that I wear as a bracelet, which I love so much. Can I get it to focus? And then it has lust on the back. Love that bad boy. Garden of Eden, obviously, as the collection is named after, is a whole concept as well in the collection. You know, I love a snake piece. You know, I love a snake motif. And then Pandora's jar. As everybody knows, or most people know as Pandora's box, was originally depicted as a jar. I think that that concept is so kind of like, not to be so heady, but like it's very relevant for right now. It's very, you know me, I take things very like, the zeitgeists of what's going on, and then also a reflection of ancient times and of our human history really matter to me. And I thought to myself, how indicative of our times is the story of Pandora's box? And so my little mini, I have a mini, and I promise you, I know I've actually been promising this for a while, I have a mini Pandora's jar pendant, which I love so much, but I also do have a medium one coming out in brass, so the price point will be so much better. I just, as soon, I have like, the amount of Pinterest, the amount of things, the amount of references, the amount of in-person looking at museums and whatnot that I have saved in reference of doing essentially a jar as a purse are plentiful. And I know I'm probably like, I don't even know what I'm saying in this video. I'm so excited. So I'm like giving all of my references and I don't even know. I'm probably over-explaining everything, but essentially I have known that I wanted to do this for a really long time. Several months ago then, my little self, you know, I'm like, oh, I have a background in sculpting. Obviously now I just like zoom in and make little mini sculptures. I actually physically sculpted a jar that ended up being like way too large, and I used a ceramic concept that I'm like very familiar with, and so I physically built out in wax an entire jar, and it ended up being too large, and so I gave it to my manufacturer, and she is like, first of all, they're so amazing. It's a family business. It's literally every single Léla Sophia jewelry piece that you get I have made, and then one person in my manufacturer's office has touched. All of your pieces are only touched by 4, sorry. That'll add a little me-coded humor into that. Every single piece that you guys own has only ever been touched by 4 hands, aka 2 people. Wow, am I cheesy and corny? In the second I gave that to her, I think she was like, okay, girl, this is like, I always come with some crazy ideas. This is the craziest of them all, clearly. She did the most amazing job. First of all, you have to imagine the amount of references that I emailed and chatted with and talked about, and it was so many conversations, so much talk about like how it could fit, because if you guys know, which I should have brought over, but I will insert photos of, it's literally right in front of me, but for continuity's sake, my little Pandora jar, even the smallest one and then the medium one, they're a bit more like this one is more bulbous, and the other ones are like true depictions or close to of the actual Pandora's jar, or what people propose that it looked like. There's actually 2 different, you know, propositions as to what it could have looked like. And this is actually pretty close to the second one. And so I will show you all the CADs right here, which is really cool. I'm like very against using digital, not for anybody else. I know the majority of jewelry designers use CAD designs, and most everything is digitally made these days, and so there's nothing wrong with that, but I just have always been like, oh, we know my pieces are inspired by my ancient Moroccan heritage, and so I always want truly for it to feel like you got a piece that was actually made by hand, and so everything is actually made by hand. And yeah, the level in which of work I was asking for had to be made in CAD. And so we toyed around, long story very, very long, we toyed around with the shape a lot. And this could not be more perfect. Essentially, we kind of opened up the top of it so that you really can fit things in here. And it is just like the craziest thing of all time for me to actually be holding it. You're going to have, slash like, I'm gonna figure it out because I think I love this the most. This is like a really cute little vermeil chain that is detachable, but I attach it on right now. I'm going to have an option where this is detachable and then also an option for like an entire essentially crossbody chain, which I think is really cool to give you guys two different, you know, vibes as to wear this. But without the chain, it also just looks so cool. Like how fun to just wear this to an event just in your hand and it actually fits things. Like it is just the craziest thing. I'm like, I wonder if my phone actually fits in it. Yeah, you can have a phone in it. It's insane. My card holder fits perfectly. I just think it's so chic to like, when you know, if you're really, I mean, I am the designer, so hopefully I get a pass, but you know, I'm just gonna be toting this around in the most inappropriate of times, like during the day to a coffee, when really most people will probably be wearing this to like evening events. Hopefully I get a pass. I just think it's so chic. Like, what do you really wear at an evening event, right? To just like pop in your lipstick or lip gloss, eyeliner, something. Like pop in all your little things and then boop, your little credit cards and off to the races you go. Like, you guys, you have no idea how excited I am. So I had to just show you. I don't even know what I said in this video. I'm like way overly stimulated because this is so, it's just so crazy to me. I'm going to shoot this entire weekend. So I'll probably do follow-up videos and I'm for sure going to be wearing this on Christmas Eve. What? Like, this is essentially my Christmas present to myself. And I also did make myself another piece. So stay tuned for that because there will be a Léla Sophia jewelry piece in my what I got for Christmas, which I'm hiding right now if you can't tell. And yeah, I'm essentially really dying to hear all of your thoughts. Again, this is probably the most disjointed, overly explained, completely ridiculous video that hopefully just shows how excited I am because I don't even know what to tell you guys other than this is the coolest thing I've ever made. And I'm very, 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 very excited to take her out on the town. One of my friends did just see it just like an hour ago and he was like, are you really gonna wear that? And I was like, have we met? Yes, I will be wearing this constantly. And when, like, I think one of the coolest things to finally end with, one of the coolest things is that this is truly just an art object when it's not being worn. One of my subscribers and I were just chatting yesterday because I couldn't help but post it. Like, I was like, you just understand me so well because when I was making this, I remember telling my manufacturer, I was like, no, you can use it. You can put my Calla hairpin in it, which I already tried and it's really cute. And you can put actual flowers in it. Like this can be a legit functional home piece as well. And so yeah, sorry for like the completely rambly video, but your girl is just like way too excited. But I had to show this excitement. You know, as opposed to like in 2 weeks me being like, oh, yada, yada, yada. I have to be authentic and show how insane I am, just in general, how insane I am for making this, but also like how, I don't know, I think that this is like a love letter to my love of handbags and my love of jewelry. And so I feel very good in the sense that it is finally merging the two. I love you guys so much, dying to hear all of your thoughts. Can't wait to hear everything. Cannot wait to hear everything. And this just to be dramatic because again, not going to lie, for like the last 2 months I thought I would be getting it. So I was gonna launch it before Black Friday. That didn't happen, was gonna launch it right before the holidays. That didn't happen, so we're just gonna be dramatic, okay? We're gonna Nosferatu it and drop this on Christmas Day. I love you guys. You will get all the updates and we'll probably do a follow-up video that I'm not like way overly emotional in and give the actual specs and do a what's in my bag with this. Okay, love you guys so much and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Bye guys.